Hi. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything I can about Insert Learning, one of my favorite all-time tools for helping with reading comprehension and a variety of everything. So Insert Learning, as noted on this screen, is a tool designed to let you insert instructional content on any web page. And I truly mean that, any web page. The first thing you need to know, though, is that Insert Learning works in Google Chrome. As far as I know, they haven't made it to work in any other platform yet. So you have to have the Chrome extension for Insert Learning, and the students do as well. So this is just what it would look like on the page when you're trying to get it. I did link to the extension in the Google Classroom assignment, so you don't have to search for that on your own. At our school, what we do is have the tech team push out the Insert Learning extension to all the students. That way, number one, we don't have to spend a lot of time having the students get the extension. But number two, when the tech team pushes it, the students can't delete the extension. So that's important going forward as well. So that's what that will look like for you. Excuse me. So then this is my dashboard for Insert Learning when I'm logged in as a teacher. You go to insertlearning.com after, after creating your account, and then you log in with Google. And your dashboard does not work through the extension, but creating the lessons works through the extension. So in your dashboard, you have classes, which to create a new class, you just click this button, create a class, and then all of your Google Classrooms, if you use that, can be imported directly. If not, you just create a class name and then you give this code to the students, and when they're logged into Insert Learning, they'll have an option to add a class code. You also can join the code of somebody else to enroll in it to be a student in their course if you want as a teacher. Excuse me. But basically all this tells you is the names of the classes, how many people are in them. The only other options you have are to edit the info and invite a co-teacher. Inviting co-teachers is a very key thing. So you can invite them to each class separately. So I was invited as a co-teacher when I taught special education inclusion, and the 7th grade science teacher used Insert Learning. She would invite me to her class. So I could create modified lessons. I could see what the lessons were she was planning with students. I could see the scores in real time. So all of that's a really nice feature. It's with the free and the premium version of Insert Learning. You're allowed to do that. The only difference in the free and premium is the number of items you're allowed to keep in your lessons. So only 5 here on the free plan. And then to make another one, you have to delete one. You won't lose any if you don't delete any, but you can't make new. And then I also tried to explain on the instructions in the Google Classroom. So if you pay the $8 for 1 month, then you can make as many lessons as you want. And when you go back to the free version, all of those will stay there. They won't delete down to 5. If you've made 25, all 25 will remain there and you'll be able to use them. You just will not be able to create any new ones unless you pay for another month of premium. Also, I want to make sure you saw my note with the link to get 1 month of premium. And I highly suggest you wait to do that until you have some time to sit down and work on some lessons you want to use for next year so that you can take full advantage of that premium 1 month trial. Insert Learning is also, it's owned by teachers. It was created by teachers. And so they're very forgiving and understanding of teachers. So if you would sign up for the free month and you really weren't able to use it, they could tell. And you could email them and they probably would give you another month free. I'm not guaranteeing it, but they're just really nice to work with. So also when you're on this dashboard, you'll see this right here, get free month. And when you click that down, you have a link you can copy, and everybody who joins using your link gives you 1 extra month of free. So instead of just telling all the colleagues in your school, hey, go get Insert Learning, it's great, email them your special link and you might as well take advantage of that free offer. If there's some of you in the same school, you have to decide how to split that up. That's above my pay grade to figure out how you do that. But at least somebody can get some free months out of that. So if I wanted to create a new lesson, I just click this and it wants me to try to search for something and it's going to search the web for me. I don't use that way. I think it's very complicated. The way I do a new lesson, which I'll show you right now, is I pull up an internet article or website. It doesn't have to be an article. It's any website that this will work on. So my kids were reading Rikki Tikki Tavi, and there's a cobra in that story. I wanted them to know more about cobras, the facts, not just what they think is true about a cobra. Because cobras are depicted, even in the story Rikki Tikki Tavi, as very aggressive. And cobras are not aggressive. They hang out and wait for food to come near them. And then they kill them with that nasty venom. They don't attack humans unless they're afraid for their life or the lives of their egg. They're not going to just chase a human down because they're hungry. That just doesn't, it's not part of what they are. So I found this article. I thought this was a pretty good one about cobras. One thing that frustrates me is it doesn't have enough pictures. And then I think, oh, insert learning, that can help with that. So the first thing to do is once you're on a website you want to use, you click up here where it says IL, that's my Insert Learning Chrome extension. And then you're going to see a menu pop up on the left. The little short menu that popped up first, that is what students would see, but it quickly identified I'm a teacher and gave me the teacher menu. So I'm going to show you all the different things you can do with the teacher menu. So the first option you have here is to highlight text. So you just click the little pen, I guess it is, marker, and it turns color. And you can come over here and you can highlight anything you want. And if, excuse me, and I can put a comment, I can say, wow, lots of colors. Like the cobra's not just one color, it's several colors. And then when the kids would scroll over that and click it, they would see that comment as well. The little paintbrush, I'm clicking it now, will change the color of the highlight. So you can make that whatever you want. And then the delete obviously would delete it. But that will stand out and it will look like this on the student screen, which I'll show you later. So I want them to know that. So then I'm reading a little bit further and it says the king cobra is regarded as fierce and aggressive, and its length and size give it an inspiring appearance. So I might put a question here and want to know what makes it look so intimidating. So if I click the question over here, then you see the paragraphs are highlighting as I go down. I can even do it on a title if I want. And whichever one I click, the question will go underneath that. So I want it right here. And this will pop up for me to ask the question. And I can say, what is it that makes the king cobra seem so aggressive? When I click create, I can leave that as a short answer, or it's telling me I can click right here to do multiple choice. So I could say here, its color, its size, and its size. Okay, so either its color, its size, and they could choose from that. If I want to leave it short answer, I would not put those in. I also have an option to edit how many points it's worth. Well, if I'm making it multiple choice, it's probably going to be a 1-point question. So you have control of choosing how much each is worth. The program will grade those multiple choice yourself. I need to mark here which one is correct. It's the size. And then when kids get that right, they get it right. This is where, as a teacher, after people respond, you could click this and you'd be able to see the responses. Right now, there are none, so you can't see them. But Insert Learning does real-time data. So as soon as you assign this and students start answering the questions, you can see their answer. Whoever's answered it, you can see it immediately. There really isn't a lag. So that's nice as well. And then I also think it's kind of funny that there is no picture of the cobra next to the physical description. It's way up high, but we know with some of our kids that are needing intervention, they're done looking at that and they're like, well, what does that snake look like? So I might go over here and search for cobra image. trying to show you how quickly I can do it. A little tip, if you hit Control click, it will open in a new tab. So I like this one here because it's showing the stripe and it's showing the spots from the hood that are very reminiscent of a cobra. So I'm going to open that one. Oops, clicked right click by mistake. So I've got this here, and all I have to do is right click on this image and copy the image address, not the image itself. Make sure you copy the image address. Go back to my insert learning. I'm going to insert a note this time, and I'm going to put it up here after the, oh, well, let me put it there. So I'm going to put it underneath the description and just adds it underneath my other one. I can Control V, right click, paste my link, and immediately that picture pops up. And it's doing that because everything's on the internet. It works completely in the cloud. And so they're reading, they've got that, and they've got this image of the snake. If I wanted the snake to be first, I would have had to put it first. I can't drag and drop things after I put them on there. So you do have to do a little thinking as a teacher of what order do I want things to make sure they're the way you want them to present to the students. So I go down a little further and it's talking about the fangs. I'm like, why is it talking about the fangs? And there's no picture of the fang. So guess what? I have this lovely cobra fang picture that I've already picked out, and I'm going to, remember, copy the image address, go back to my article, get the sticky note, click the paragraph I wanted after, and get those cobra fangs in there so kids can see really how truly long they are. So you could go on and keep doing that through this entire article. So when I get down, I'm done talking about the size and the color and everything right here. I'm wanting the kids to have a chance to discuss with each other. So these two little talking heads, when you insert that, it allows kids to see each other's answers. So if I put, what is most interesting about how the cobra looks? Or I could put, what surprised you about how the cobra looks? And I create that, and then I end up with this, and all the student responses will be there. So, and they can reply to each other. It doesn't kind of do it like Facebook, but they can say, hey, I like the response about this or that, and they can see all of it together on this one post. And so that's the last feature on there. So we've got highlighting, notes, questions, and discussions that we can insert in here. And remember that sticky note is where you can do anything. You can put a picture there. You can put a video there. I have a video here. Let's see, it probably should go here because it was talking about the hood. I can't even find where it was now. Let's pretend to hear it was talking about the hood. And so if this was talking about the hood of the snake, I want to put this here, and I go over here, and I want them to actually see this little video about the snake. So I copy my YouTube address, go back to my article, put that, and boom. It just amazes me how quick it's right there in what you want it. And they can watch it right from here. They don't have to click over to YouTube. And so then you could insert something else underneath that as a question. So the purpose of this is just for you to see all the different things that you can do with it. Sometimes when I'm doing fiction, and they're reading a story, I might highlight something like this, and I'm just leaving it highlighted. And then I'll put a question underneath that, and I might ask, which literary device is the author using? And then I create it, and I'm wanting to say, was it a metaphor? Was it a simile? Was it personification? And so they're going to choose which one it was. So I just want you to see some of the different things that you can do with the features. So now that I have this done, what do I do? Nothing. It automatically saves right away. It's automatically going to be in my dashboard when I go back over here. And I'm going to see my facts about the king cobra right there. the King Cobra National Zoo article that I made is right there in my dashboard. I can go to my dashboard and assign it, but you can do it right from the article as well. So every time I go back to this address, it's going to look the same for me. So on my 3 dots, now I have the option, I can assign it to students. If I choose that, it wants me to choose a class, and then it's assigned. There's no save. The hardest thing about insert learning is there's no save, and it kind of freaks teachers out because they worry if it's really saved, and students worry if they really did the work. So I'm going to show you a little trick I do about that. If you don't want to do it this way and you want to copy the link, say you're using Canvas or Schoology or something, other LMS, Seesaw, I don't know, people use all different things, and you'd rather just copy the link, you can copy it right here and then go put it in your LMS. It's telling you that that link is now on your clipboard. The students just need to be in your class first. And so remember, on your dashboard, in your classes, you've got that class code to share with students. They have to go to insertlearning.com, log in after they've got that extension, and then they'll be able to join the class. As a teacher, remember, you can join it. Oh, no, where was it? I forget where it was. There was a place we saw it, but now I can't remember where it was. I'm sure that never happens to you guys, right? Anyhow, so you can join the class. You can go to Insert Learning and join it and add it, but there was a way. No, it's going to drive me crazy. Where was that little button? Not there. I thought it was on. Oh, new class. That was it. You can either create a class or enroll in a class. So if I do this, then I can enroll in somebody's class so that I can do that on my account. And I believe you can join your own class so that you can see it as a student, but there's really no need to, because if we look at our other options here under the 3 dots, one of those is to view it as a student. So before I show you that, I want to talk about the other options on here. So you can share it with teachers. You just click that, and you can copy and paste this in email to any teacher you want to share it with. You can edit the lesson info. Maybe I want to call it something else, not the name the computer decided it was about. And here's where you can tag the subject and content and grade level it's for. And then right here is where you can say, yeah, sure, put that in the public library. And remember, if you put something in the public library, people just see your assignment. They don't see your students' work. So don't be afraid to do that, because you probably like to get things from the library. So put your things in there too, and then we'll all share together and we all have more to pull from. You could print the lesson off if you needed to. This is telling you how to get free months by sharing your code. Excuse me, allergy season here. And then this is where you can get support from Insert Learning if you want, or go directly to your dashboard. But this is what I want to talk about. If you click View as a Student, I want you to watch the left-hand side of my screen. That's what you'll notice change right over here. I click that, and it doesn't look a whole lot different to me, but my menu now is smaller. Students can only highlight and put notes and answer questions. And so you'll see now that this is asking me to answer it, it is not having, I don't have the ability to edit it anymore. So I'm going through answering questions and clicking on things to see what's going on. And here's my little video. I can watch it and answer all of my questions. And like I said, you're going to see it in real time. They can also put a note. So you could say, make a note talking about the irony, all about the things you learned about the snakes. Whatever directions you want to give them, they'll be able to do as a student as well. So I do not want to be in student mode. So I am going to head over here to my dashboard so that I'm back out of student mode, because there's one more important thing I want to show you about creating a lesson. Because there is no submit button, what I've gotten in the habit of doing is getting to the bottom of my lesson And if this is where I want them to stop, they don't need to read the food habits, then I would insert a note, click this paragraph, and put, "You are done. Your work is saved. You can now leave this page." They don't need to see that note, but they're afraid if they don't see that note. So I've just put that note in, and it really is a help to our students to relieve you getting 100 questions of, "Am I done? Am I done? Can you see my work?" When they see this, they know it's okay. They can exit the page. You also might want to make sure you answered all your questions, but they can get back to it. Whatever they've done is saved. And the next time they go back to the page, it'll just pop up with their work. And if they've missed anything, they'll be able to do it. So they don't have to worry about lost work unless the internet connection goes. So that is probably more than you ever wanted to know about Insert Learning, but it's about everything that I can show you in this video. I do want to flip over here because I can't show you my data. I'm going to show you a little bit of data I have on a slide so you can see that a little bit. Oh, this is an example of a science teacher I worked with, assignment that she made. They hatched chicks actually in their classroom, and so she wanted them to understand the reproduction cycle and incubation, and so she made this with videos and questions. So it's just another example. And then this is what the data will look like when you score it. Excuse me. So you don't need to score multiple choice. It will be scored for you. But in this view, you can change the number of points that people got on short answers. So total, it was worth 10 points. And then I am giving these scores here to each student based on their response to it. So this is how you will score any short answers that you do. Again, here is the price. The last time I checked, it's $8 a month or $40 a year. You get unlimited students, classes, and lessons. Even for the free, you get unlimited students and classes. It's only the lessons that change. And don't forget about that free offer for the 1 month if you decide to use it. I always thought when I taught in the school and co-taught, I thought it was very worth the $40 to buy into this. And we didn't have any trouble with our building administrator getting them to pay $40 a year for this software. I mean, it's a phenomenal resource for that low of cost. But again, if you do have to pay it on your own, remember that you can pay the $8, do as much as you want that month, take the next 3-4 months off, and then pay another month if you need it. So just putting that out there. And I really think that this is the only paid resource that I use in all the stuff I'm sharing in this course. And I share it because, first of all, the 5 free is great. If all you can do is the 5 free, it's worth doing it. But secondly, I use it so much and it's so important and helps so much with the critical comprehension skills our kids need that I just think that makes it worth it. So if you have any questions about Insert Learning, make sure you drop them in the comments on the Google Classroom post. And I will see you next time.